very good morning to you. It's time for the agenda, and on this agenda this morning we're looking at tackling corruption. What can be done to eventually end the vice? What measures can deliver results, do you think? Do share your opinion to 0709 602592. But we're chewing on this together, and in studio with us is Honorable Annette Birungi, Workers' Representative in the 12th Parliament. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
Caught you off guard there, but are you well?
I'm well.
It's good to have you back.
I thank God that I'm here today.
Right.
To talk about corruption.
Right.
But talk about corruption, majorly you should ask me among workers.
Well, by the time it's corruption, it involves everybody in the working system.
Yeah.
So it's a general problem at the end of the day. Even for those who do not work, there's a work that is undone for one who does not work to be affected, or one who works to be affected. Now, if we look at a bit of statistics, Uganda loses to corruption 10 trillion Uganda shillings annually. And according to the Corruption Perception Index, Uganda ranks 25 out of 100 in the whole world when it comes to corruption. Honorable, Uganda has a lot of, it does have laws, it does have institutions over the years. All of this is in a bid to fight corruption. Why do you think we still have the same disease without a cure, but a lot of solutions that don't seem to work?
Oh, actually, that question you have asked me, I can now relate it to what Minister Baram talks about when you hear him talking about cancer. But he says cancer, it is about to be cancerous, and he says today it is a wound. But I think it is not a wound now. Okay, sometimes he says it's already cancer, but I think when I try to relate it very well to the two, a wound, cancer. Now, you know, when by the time they diagnose the person that this person has cancer, the person has already the metastases, or those what I can say, I will call them the small cells in the person, in the blood, have already, all of them are already infected. They have already been infected, but you can find it is in stages. So I don't want to come here and say that we are already having cancer. No, we have that. We may have it, but in stage, maybe stage 1.
What stage? Stage 1?
Stage 2.
2026. Do you think we're at stage 1?
I think we are in stage, let's say stage 2.
Interesting.
Yes, but I don't know how we are going to prevent it, but we still have hope.
We're looking at 10 trillion
if we go
annually.
And try to see to examine which stage it is on, and we find that we are not yet having cancer, then definitely we shall come out of it. We shall be treated, and I think everyone should come on board to treat it.
Right. Put into perspective that 10 trillion Uganda shillings is lost annually because, or due to corruption. Wonder what level we're putting this cancer to, but have that in mind as perspective. Now, Honourable, looking at your role, especially as the workers' representative in Parliament, what specific role do you think Parliament should play that should help deliver success?
I call upon my fellow parliamentarians who are there that all of us, we should really be engaged in fighting this corruption. And I am so happy about the two ministers of local government who are actually they no longer say fight corruption. For them, they are saying expose corruption. And you see, our culture, we don't want to be exposed. Everyone is trying to work upon promoting their profile. And I think number one, corruption in Uganda, it is being number one point which is causing corruption today. We have seen that it is actually among leaders most. So if it is among leaders, and as leaders we are supposed to have a lot of dignity, we are supposed to be seen as people who are living as an example. So these parliamentarians, we need all of us to be involved in advocacy to see that all of us, we talk about corruption and expose that person who is actually involved in corruption. As leaders, we need to be part of whistleblowing, but I will ask the president and everyone and involved in this fight to see that we protect the whistleblowers, because you know there is a lot of impunity. So if you try to expose corruption and you are not in power, sometimes you find that you can be fought back. So therefore, people in power, all of us, we need to fight corruption. We need to work with judiciary. We need to give support to police. Parliamentarians, let's work with police. Let's work with IGG. Let's work with anti-corruption, State House Anti-Corruption Court. Let's all of us join Honorable Baram. Let's join the Minister Namere. All of us, we can work together to fight this corruption. Let's see what is happening in our constituents. What is it? Let's use technology, because I know social media is #1 now to fight corruption. If I tell you now that there is this in the area A, it will reach in a minute. So I think all members, and I don't want to forget policies. We need to review the policies. The Local Government Act need to be reviewed. Yes, because if we parliamentarians have decided that let's fight corruption, let's help this country, because His Excellency said there is, we are now in team no sleep. That is why early morning I'm here, otherwise I would be sleeping to wake up around 8. But if I'm here by this time, it means I woke up very early, because I come from very far. Probably at 5 I was on the already coming. So we need all of us to talk about, let's use radios, TVs, let's get involved, let's wake up, let's use our time. So the members of parliament, ideally, we need to make sure we look into, we research. Let's have a desk in parliament of researching about corruption, where it needs even to have a ministry for corruption. We do it, because they are already saying today that in the stakeholders, everyone who is talking about corruption, they are saying it's eating us. It's not even poverty today that is eating us so much, but corruption is #1, meaning that corruption is not causing everything. It is causing even poverty. So if we are eradicating poverty, and this person up there on top is eating all the money alone, so what does that one mean? It means that we cannot have the money in those households. No, where will you get it? It will be already swindled.
All right.
So for me to answer you on the issue of how can the members of parliament be involved, or what can they help us, we need to, all of us, and I want to assure you, yesterday I was in parliament, I saw how everybody was supporting Minister Baram about corruption. The members of parliament are ready. They are ready to strengthen accountability, public accountability. They are very ready.
All right. Yes. Let me just to maybe try to drive the point home, especially for your constituents, which is the workers. What do you think practically you as an individual you can start scratching? What unearthing can you start digging as you build steps to fight corruption?
You see, when we talk about work, everyone here want to be involved in the work that is decent. When I come here, I need to find resources to use available. You can imagine the things you're supposed to use here. What are those the basic things that you need? Let me start from you.
At work?
Yes.
I need the internet.
You need the internet.
Yeah.
Good.
I need a microphone.
You need
like
a
this,
microphone.
yes. I need a
You
microphone.
can imagine when you don't have this microphone.
Yeah.
When you don't have even a good seat where you can sit so that you protect your back. By the time you leave here, your back is really aching. You can imagine if you don't have hot water early morning. So there are those resources that a worker needs, and when they are not in place, the work is not decent. You can imagine when they have not paid you for 4 months, 5 months. I know some workers who are not paid. By the way, the interdiction that I hear that is going on right now of cows, it has also interrupted the workers' salaries. And I am now mentioning this. Please, Honorable Baram, as you work on interdictions, make sure every worker is paid, because you will be there when these cows are going to give an excuse. I know some districts, some workers have not yet received salary, but what I know about the 2 ministers of local government, you are very fast. I want to thank you about that. I know today you are going to work on that one, to make sure that every cow, every district where the system has been interrupted because of public accountability. I know that today you can order the people responsible. These people don't go home on interdiction with offices. Let's not use those examples. Maybe you are even using the money to fix these things that are not in place. Please kindly pay the workers. So that is one of the things that can cause a problem when workers are not paid in time. I want also to use that opportunity actually to thank the President and the Cabinet to see that you have actually thought about interns. These people were not ready. I talked about this on NBS, I talked about this on NTV. I was talking about people not being ready, the interns not being ready for this policy. By that time when they said there are no allowances, people were not ready. They were prepared. They knew, they even had already planned that there is some 1 million when they reach there. And the news which came up was that in the policy they have removed allowances. I want just now to give that practical example. But one of the things I was advocating for, it was first, please give these ones who are not prepared to this policy, because the policy has come in and it is saying remove allowances. But again, it was saying you have to go and study. You have to study 6 years. But these ones had studied only 5 years. So it was not clear that really you would simply put in that removal of allowance. Right. So the same thing to these cows who have been interdicted, and the money is not going to be given to the workers very fast. Someone might have a debt, a serious debt, and it starts making interest. The one in Kafuna, not even the one in the bank. You know, those short-term loans that we get. So it can interrupt a worker, and you find that this corruption is really disturbing somebody, even up to the last person who is in the up to the domestic worker. Right. So at the end of the day, there is one time when we were at the confirmation training, and the priest asked us that what is the most thing that is the most bad commandment I can say, the worst commandment among the 10 commandments. But many people answered so many things. But do you know, for the priest, he said that, you know, this may not be even a direct commandment, but lying, if you lie somebody, you can lie and they kill a person. Right. You can lie a woman and she can get an unwanted pregnant if she is a teenager. You can lie, anything can be caused. All bad things are caused by lies. You can lie and corruption can take place in just a minute. So now this corruption, when it happens, even the smallest person in the house, the gate man, is affected. Yes, the sweeper, the cook. Right. So for me, I see corruption as one thing that is disturbing workers in this country. yet also ourselves we are also corrupt. So the whole thing is that if we can fight this corruption, in Dubai they have a Ministry of Happiness. Can you imagine? So we should also have a Ministry of Corruption. You might think that it can be somewhere under somewhere, but this is a very big problem. A very big problem. I think it is something that we have that is causing every problem on this in Uganda.
Yeah. Right. Allow me to engage some of the comments that are coming through. We do appreciate you for watching UBC TV this morning, and thank you for the show. Julie, corruption will never stop, even though they put measures to stop it. It's now 40 years the NRM government has been in power. Why not? They would have done it a long time ago. These leaders themselves, they are the corrupt ones, and I don't think that corruption will end. I pray that God should punish each leader who does that corrupt act. Police themselves are corrupt. Sorry, I'm Kisa Francis from Kampala. Let the ministers produce songs for corruption, then corruption will end. All right, Kisa, thank you so much for being on the show. Good morning, Honorable. Thank you for the program. Please let the government check courts. They are the most corrupt. I appreciate what Honorable Balam is doing. Like now, I'm in Katakwi court. There is a lady in prison who, with a baby of 1 month, after I'm not so sure what she meant, but she said it's an agreement made with a complainant in police. And just because some officers want money, it pains a lot. Totally hear you on that one. And you say, thank you for the show again. Julie, fight against corruption started years ago. Even the law was implemented, but it never stopped Ugandans from involving themselves in corruption. But later, when the minister, that is Honorable Balam Bargara, and his teammates came out with their wise strategies, the results, of course, started emerging. Corrupt leaders fear to be exposed before the people they lead, as Honorable Annette Birunji has said. Balam is doing good, and I'm not over appreciating him, but what is good deserves to be appreciated. Victor Obong in Lira, thank you so much for being on the show. Keep the comments coming through and we'll be reading them as the show goes by. We're looking at tackling corruption in Uganda. What measures do you think can deliver success in defeating the vice of corruption? 0709 602-592. Share your opinion to that very same WhatsApp number. Now, Honorable, I love the preamble that you've given us, but let's now look at those public officials who are involved in corruption scandals. Allegedly so. Innocent or guilty, we cannot decide, but they are involved. Their names make an appearance, and many of these cases are never driven home. We see some of the public officials whose names appear, make the stories, make the headlines, but when it comes to landing the plane, somehow it disappears in thin air. A few, of course, we see them ending behind bars, but there are some who it just ends there. You do not know the result of it anyways. And we see them continuously participate in matters public affairs, serving Uganda in positions of public service. So as a member of parliament, what do you think should be done to anybody whose name makes it into a corruption scandal? Before it's cleared, should they continue serving? What exactly do you think should be done?
Thank you, Julie. That is something that we need to discuss further, because breaking a chain of corruption, you can find that even the one whom you are saying is guilty is the one you are saying is the thief actually is not the thief. You can find that somebody who is innocently there is the real thief. So you see, when people are doing corruption, when they are making those when they are being involved in bad acts, they don't do it publicly. And unfortunately, they have decided to expose them in public. But when they were doing the act, it was not public. These are guys who sat 1 or 2. They are usually not very many, but somebody with another person, they decide to make an act of corruption.
Right.
So to approach it in a very good way, we need to do a lot of research, because Ugandans are very bright. Ugandans are very bright. Ugandans are very intelligent. We have very intelligent, like, people. Like, you find that you can see, they say that our Ugandans here, when they go to South Africa, those doctors, they perform very well.
Right.
You can come from here and you say you are going to America and find there a Ugandan who is working as a doctor, and he will work on you very well. So for me, the way how I know that we are very knowledgeable, let us now start with research. Let us, and you know, as parliamentarians, I think you asked me this question earlier, that what are we going to do? We must, by all means, allocate funds in those institutions that are fighting corruption. We must allocate funds. Recently, when Kosase was trying to, the committee of Kosase was trying to investigate some things that happened in Human Rights Commission, we found out that some money which is allocated for the work of tribunal, it's not enough. So you will also go to IGG and find the money for field work is not enough. You will go to police and you find the money that is allocated there is not enough. So now, some of these things, if you have identified the problem, that now the problem is corruption, you have to investigate. You start from the bottom. You say, now we are in planning, because your question almost is taking me into planning. That I cannot do anything without a plan.
Right.
But now I am in planning, and I am going to fight corruption. To actually fight corruption, I have to go and start talking to people that blame people maybe, and start saying, you did this, you did this, you did this. But somewhere in the system, there are people who failed me just because they didn't have enough to use. So the allocation of resources to those areas which I actually listed earlier, the system which we are using as the government of Uganda to fight corruption first should have enough money.
Right. Should
have enough money so that they go and use that money to work. Because if you find that people are not able to train, themselves are not, they are not aware even of the law, rights. They don't know their rights. You find that now that money, if it is allocated and it's not enough, the budget is not enough, they will not do their work. Right. They will be in the offices seated. They will not go to the field. You will find some places where we expect security. There is no security. The people at home. Okay, they are in office seated. Today we have not worked. Why? There is no fuel. So the IGG office, State House Anti-Corruption Court, police, judiciary, all those are areas where we expect a lot of money. So that at least Parliament, you are going to the field to see what and what and what, but as a committee, how much money has been allocated, and how many companies are you supposed to go and actually investigate and see. Right. So I look at that as money being one of the things, funds, sufficient funds, right, which should be allocated to those areas which are fighting corruption. Right. Honorable Baram and Honorable Namere alone, they cannot fight corruption.
Complete it. Okay.
They are going to come out with some of those good ideas. Even tomorrow we shall start referring to them. I'm very happy about when they say, for us, we expose corruption. Yes, expose the guys. It is okay. Because I'm sure, I like the way how they are careful. They first try to know whether somebody actually has done something. And the public is requesting that, please, let's not fight even people who are innocent.
Right.
But sometimes proving someone whether they are innocent, the law says you have to first go to court. So we are just there still tied up in the legal framework also. It is becoming a very big problem. So you find that for the legal framework, we need to review the law. We need to amend the law and also review those places, workplace policies and so on.
Right. I love the picture that you've elaborated there. It has depth and breadth to it. We do appreciate you for watching the show. Thank you so much. We do see your messages coming in as an avalanche, and we'll be getting into them in just a bit. With the Honorable Annette Birungi, Workers MP representative, speaking with us as we talk about tackling corruption in Uganda. What methods can deliver justice to, or deliver results to the fight against corruption? Do share what you think to 0709-602-592, and of course share your 2 cents as well with what Honorable Annette Birungi has so far submitted. Honorable, let's look at workers. How best do you think government can protect workers who refuse to engage in actions of corruption, especially in public offices? Because one of the things, like you said earlier, protection of those who whistleblow is not yet as certain. But one of the things we've also seen outrightly is you can't prove anyone guilty or innocent yet for as long as their name has surfaced in corruption scandals. And many times people's names come up because they refused. So they are pinned to lose their jobs or as a way to threaten them. So what do you think can be done to protect workers from the onset that they might not be whistleblowers, but they refuse to engage in anything that relates to corruption? How can they be protected, do you think?
Protection now, for me, when I look at protecting a worker, definitely I'm very, very passionate about protecting workers. And I will give an example of where I worked some time back. I worked in Mulago in between 2018 and 2020. Yeah, I worked in Mulago. But during that time, you would see that some people come late.
Right.
But when they come late to work, and they had their reasons, some people stay very far. The workers stay far. So you would find that there is need for somebody, if there is no system which can get them, like cameras. Because cameras, they will tell exactly that this person came in at this time. And also digital registration.
Biometric, yes.
Biometric. So the people need also to be protected in this way. You will not expect a worker to report to you. Actually, that is why I think technology helps so much. So to answer you, I will say that Uganda, we should actually put more money in technology. Because sometimes when you ask these questions, they are obvious questions, but when we try to benchmark, okay, when you try to recall what Europeans use, like you will be in Dubai, and let's say you see some people, the waitress, they serve you something when you are like in the business lounge, and another person will come and take photos after some time. When the workers have not picked those plates in time, they will just take photos and move. But also the cameras are there. So for you to be protected, you also need other things to help the whole system. You may not punish somebody that you have not exposed to so and so. It is not easy. Some people are friends. There is a lot of syndicate. You find that the human resource person stole with the cow. Cow also was in touch with engineers. So you find that things are like that. But what are you using in actual sense to fight corruption? I think we need to put a lot of measures
Right.
And these measures, we can, apart from protecting the whistleblowers, let's use technology. Let us use cameras so that somebody will know. Like me, I know that some people in offices, if there is a camera, somebody might not carelessly touch your breasts to corrupt your mind in anything, because they will know that there is a camera. So for me, when I'm talking about workers, I want to give examples of workplace. Live examples. You have come in late, or you have left duty late, early. I was giving that example of Mulago. You would find that somebody innocently actually is staying very far. But if there is a car, for example, which people know in Mulago that it is at City Square, and when this bus will leave at exactly 6 in the evening, or it leaves 6 in the morning, it is coming from Entebbe, it is coming from Mukono, and so on. So those are now services of transport you have facilitated to the workers. They will come in time. Even the other one will know that at this time they will be bringing these other people. If I don't come early, the cars will leave me.
Right.
You see how the system is working in Mulago to prevent the patients to stay alone. Then the workers, at the same time, there is a lot of work overload, which has also caused a very big problem. That you will find now a scar helping to work on the patient. Nursing assistants have been removed. The reason they had put a nursing assistant, this was an assistant who could maybe help you, because you can't put a drip when there is when this assistant is not there. So the staffing norms, patients, the staffs are also very few. So you find that you are forced to use a person who is not supposed to do that work, and at the end of it, that person might need Chinchudogo. Yes. So Chinchudogo is coming in because the staffs are also very few. So we need to have more and more staff.
All right. In just a bit, we are getting into your comments, and of course, allowing Honorable Annette to hear them, listen to them, and speak a thing or two in the comments that you're sending. So keep them coming to 0709 602 592. We are talking corruption, tackling corruption in Uganda. What must be done to deliver results in the fight against corruption? Remember, Uganda loses 10 trillion Uganda shillings annually to corruption, and it's rated at 25 out of 100, and that is in the Corruption Perception Index. What can be done to deliver results is what we're trying to cheer on. Honorable, let's look at public procurement. It's one of the departments or government agencies where you see that monies are spent heavily. In your opinion, what do you think can be done to reform or make reforms where there's a lot of transparency to the monies that keep on flowing within the procurement department of government?
Yes, many people have come on board to support Honorable Baram for strengthening prevention of what? For strengthening accountability. But for this is something that I need to tell Ugandans, that all of us need to be involved. For me, I believe in Uganda we have people like Baram, we have people like Namiri. Some people have come up to say that those people have ever stolen something. But now, if I've ever stolen, now I'm saved. Because I can't fight corruption, and again you want to give me some money. Now you cannot give Honorable Baram money, you cannot give Honorable Namiri money. So even you others who are receiving money, let us resist. Openly, I am requesting, because let us all of us be try to be saved, to make sure that at least, because when you come out openly and say I'm fighting corruption, now at the same time you want to receive the money, you might also get some people who are coming to give you some money purposely to get you in the what? In the action, and they expose you. So if a number of people can come up and join the team, I think that can help us so much.
Right.
So the procurement, for example, I used the word research from the beginning. We want to have a group of people who are going to do a real surgery or examination, like how Honorable Baram said. You see, I'm talking about Honorable Baram, and the whole public is talking about Honorable Baram because he decided to come out openly to fight corruption. So we can receive others like that to help us in the system of procurement. So now, if you are there, outside there, and you don't know how to use a computer, it is a problem. Because some of the officers, if all of us were computer literate, it would mean that if the system, if you purchase certain things right away from, let's say, from where you purchase them, and the information is going to be transmitted to all the people who are supposed to use those products, that these products, in this number of products, they have come. And even when they reduce them, everyone is aware. You understand?
Right.
If it would be very open. But now you find that even the Member of Parliament doesn't know certain monies which have been given to a certain department.
Right.
How are they? So there is a lot of, let's strengthen transparency. Let's see how everyone can know about this procurement of these products. Because you will, where we end as public, you will get that information that this amount of money has been given to District A, and then or to departments, to ministries. Then again, you will get the information in financial statements. Those are the only areas. But you will be in the system when you don't know how much was allocated here, allocated here, allocated here. So in most cases, I've been actually one of the people who have been saying that, you know why sometimes I'm very bitter about resources which are, okay, like when I see that certain things are not in certain areas. Like for example, if I go to Mulago and I'm going to look for services and I don't find the services in place, I start complaining. If I don't find the workers enough for human resource, I start complaining. It's because now when they are doing budgeting at the ministry, maybe some stakeholders are not involved to appreciate that, you know, this money was cut like this, like this, like this. So we need to involve other people, many people in accountability.
All right.
People should not hide the budgets to start distributing money without people knowing. So it ends up like that.
All right.
So the public need accountability. People need to know exactly.
Right. Yeah. Indeed. Now allow me get to your comments, and Honorable will be speaking into them. We do appreciate you for watching and following the conversation. Tackling corruption in Uganda. What must be done to deliver results? What do you think? Honorable has really given us quite an in-depth picture of what things actually look like in line with the laws, operations, and how systems are working. We could call it the systematic way things are done. I think it has painted a picture. But let's get into some of your comments, and we do appreciate you for getting in touch via our WhatsApp number. That is 0709-602-592. It's an avalanche of comments, but let's try to chew on all of them as best as we can. Honorable Annette, you also find corruption in trade unions, special national centers. Honorable Annette, you could take note of that so that you're able to speak into these comments all at once. You did not leave your name, dear author of that, but we do appreciate you for being part of the show. Thank you for this program. This is Mongofen Abdul Salam from Yumbe. I want to thank Honorable Balam for his effort, but he should visit Yumbe, the center of corruption. Very interesting at that. We do appreciate you for watching the show, Mongofen. And somebody else comes through, says, good morning, UBC. I am Muhindo from Bundibujo. And here in Bundibujo, we're still behind, especially roads are totally bad. Therefore, Honorable Minister of Local Governments should come in Bondebujo and witness. And Muhindo again, okay, yeah, it's the same message there in. You want Honorable Balambargara and Honorable Justin Namere to go visit Bondebujo. Thank you so much for the program. Kindly ask if health workers who fought the recent Ebola in Uganda are paid. You may get surprised. This is Mugoya in Iganga. Thank you, Mugoya, for getting in touch. Honorable Annette has taken note of that and she'll be giving us an update as regards to that. Good morning, Julie and Honorable Annette. This is Phillips from Karamoja. Measures that can be taken in tackling corruption. The government must take or make theft of funds a risky venture by using punitive measures like being removed from office after paying back what was stolen. And if an officer has a registered license for practice, he or she must be deregistered. Empower ministry heads and are held accountable. Ministers at a district level, CAOs as head of civil servants in the districts, heads of departments like DHOs, DEOs, DAOs, DPOs, etc., because they are the ones who leave things going unchecked. And you go ahead and say, Honorable Kamia, who was ED, IGG, suggested use of lifestyle audit, but the president declined that could be the best way to curb corruption. All right, thank you, Phillips from Karamoja, for getting in touch and sharing your opinion as to how things can help, how results can be delivered and achieved there in. Hello, good morning, Uganda. Thank you for the program. If I, for one, say that corruption is everywhere and it's treated differently, in some cases or countries, it's branded a tip off. In others, it's called token of appreciation. And in Uganda, corruption is fueled by citizens and accepted by office bearers. It's treated as competitive advantage. The real problem here is grafting. 300 million, which is meant for public service, is grafted until only 25 million finally works. This is what we should, what should be fought, and Honorable Balam is doing this very well. Innocent Chinje, thank you so much for getting in touch. And of course, I can see Ruben is chasing me out of here, but allow me also to engage just two final comments for Honorable Annette to speak into. This is quite lengthy, but let me see. Good morning, Julie. Corruption will never end because the NRM leaders and their principal are the most corrupt people in this country. Let us introduce a law where whoever is arrested and convicted for corruption is finally hanged. We shall eventually get rid of them. Prosi in Nansana. Thank you, Prosi, for speaking into this. And one final comment. Good morning, Julie and Honorable Annette. I thank the Minister for the work he is doing, because I believe local government is now reshaping and now they know that corruption is illegal, but it will not eradicate corruption. In Uganda, when parents are Catholics, the children are also. So if you want to convert them to Islam, begin with the parents, and children can easily be converted as well. I hope you get the point. This is Teacher Alex from Nabweru, Nansana. Totally get the point indeed. Honorable Annette Birungi, with a few comments that we've been able to read, what are your 2 cents? What do you think you can speak into these comments?
Oh, thank you, Julie. These are really enormous. There are very many, but it reads something to me. Right. There is something that it is giving me a picture. Public attitude. I come back to you. Public attitude. What is the public actually perceiving? How are they seeing this? How do they see the president of Uganda saying that we are now ready to fight corruption? How are they perceiving Honorable Baram, Honorable Namere, and other people, all other stakeholders? How are they perceiving? How is the public perceiving it? That now people have come on board to fight corruption. You see, someone is even referring to many years ago, we knew there was corruption and we've been fighting corruption, and up to now. So to answer you members who are outside there, the viewers, please, my change of mindset. I know mindset change needs a lot of people need to be sensitized. There's need for training in every institution. In the community, we need to train. Right. I'm so happy that Honorable Namere is starting with councillors, local government leaders. Right. They are going into training, by the way.
Okay.
Or people who are outside there, join the training, even if there is no allowance or what, or you are not invited. I want to request this government that maybe we should even start rallies. The way we are campaigning, we make a rallies and make sure that we educate the public.
All right.
Because some people think that actually whatever, from these questions I'm saying,
all right,
people think that this corruption is not going away. But when I was starting, I told you that I think we don't know. Okay, people think we are already finished. We are not yet finished. If in every institution we can have a morning talk about corruption,
all right,
to make the mind wake up, a wake-up call.
Right.
The way we pray to God. Every day we pray, but God wants us to continue praying. I think we can still talk about corruption in every institution.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Annette Birungi. Our time is fast spent, and Ruben has to come and give us an update from the world of sports. But we do appreciate you for making time this morning and speaking to Ugandans and the perspective and picture you've pointed. But I will treat that as a closing remark as well, that mindset change sounds like just a word, but think about it. If one person, myself, Honorable Annette, everyone, you on the other side, one by one, we all had a mindset change. What kind of boom, if I could call that, do you think, boom effect and ripple effect at that, do you think we would have for Uganda in the long run as we fight against corruption? We close it here. Ruben is coming through with the sports update of Good Morning Uganda. As for me, let's do this again tomorrow on a Friday for God and my country.